Ahmad El Ruzzi, born 1993, age 17, Al Street. Before the war, I used to feel that Hassa was my second mother. Its ground was the warm chest I could lay my head on, and its sky was my dreams. Without limits, the sea would wash away my worries. But today I feel it's an exile. I stopped feeling it's the city of my dreams. In the war, the main electricity pole was hit by a huge rocket. All my uncles were at home with us and the electricity went out, but there was another line working near to the house. I went to our neighbor and asked him for an extension so we could connect to the second line. And once we were connected and our house was lit, he came to take the extension back. We had a huge fight. In war, everyone thinks about themselves. During the war, a lot of people had 20 bags of flour and never had a shortage of gas, whilst others didn't have a piece of bread. They were asking their neighbors for bread and they wouldn't give them any. Most people locked up their things under lock and key and decided not to give anything to anyone, but others were good and helpful. Back to our topic. We didn't agree to return the connection to him, even though it was his extension that we were using. And for the first time, I realized how bad we can be. We were punished on the spot. The house next to ours was bombed and split in two pieces, and half of it fell on us. We left the connection and electricity and everything and ran away to my uncle's house next to the municipal park. My uncle's house is close to a government building, and in the evening people started saying that building would be bombed. And if it was bombed, my uncle's house might disappear from existence. We sat there not knowing what to do or where to go, and my dad kept reassuring us, "Don't worry, don't be scared, nothing will happen." We stayed like that until midnight. We kept hearing rockets and explosions, and my dad kept saying, "Don't worry and don't be scared," but suddenly he said, "Follow me, we're going back home." And he started shaking. All of us started shaking with him. My mom started screaming, and my uncle was in really bad shape. Anyway, all of us ran away in the middle of the night with my uncle's family. We ran home. Couldn't believe it when we got home. Until today, I don't remember where we slept or how. The important thing was that we were away from that building. We found that our neighbor had taken the electricity connection and we spent the night in darkness while his house was lit. I felt he was right to take his connection back. After that, my dad got a connection complex. He bought 3 electric cables and 6 gas bottles, 2 electric pans, 20 neon lights, and 20 packs of candles, 6 packs of cans, 10 packs of wires, 6 flashlights, and 2 boxes of batteries. We're living in war, and we have to be careful till things get better. I got a complex worse than all others. It's as though I was generous before the war, or maybe I just didn't know the value of things, but I couldn't imagine that there would be a day where I couldn't find a drink of water or a piece of bread. But after the war, I became super careful with everything and anything. I started barely sweetening my tea, and if I broke a loaf of bread, I wasn't allowed to finish it. I lost my appetite for food and became really economical. My dad always says, "Ahmad always has his pocket money." Of course, because I take it and save it in case there's another war. I feel like I'm married with 10 kids. I'm scared of life, of everything, of the smallest things. You're always worried. I feel that all of Hassa is sitting on moving sands. Any madness you can imagine can happen in a second in this place. And a lot of dreams may come true too. It's a strange city with no logic. China is now 1/3 of the world, and they all work but can barely make enough shoes and shirts for Hassa. Hassa consumes everything, and the world attacks it, but it keeps pretending nothing is wrong. Actually, Gaza is full of poverty, and there are people who pick their food from the garbage. The tragedy is that things keep getting worse, and the biggest tragedy is that there's nothing to stop that happening. Every pit has a bottom, except Gaza. I dream of living one day in freedom. And I don't think that's a big dream, but it's hard to come true. My dream is also to end the Palestinian division, which is giving us schizophrenia. I'm tired of thinking, but I can't stop it. But we have to plead, and God will provide. And to you folks, goodbye.